Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Gyan Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurin Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We're reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 7. This version that we're reading has the commentary of Srila Visvanatha Cakravarti, which we are referring to. And where we left off was an unfortunate situation where Ashvatthama thought, for the pleasure of his family, because they had suffered in the war of Kurukshetra, or suffered defeat, he thought that he would kill the sleeping sons of the Pandavas. And doing so, he did not please his master Duryodhana, nor anybody else. No one was pleased by such a cowardice act. So we are introduced here to Krishna also in this chapter, where Arjuna takes up the weapons to kill this rascal, and he takes Krishna as his charioteer driver, who has been his chariot driver throughout the Kurukshetra war. But Ashvatthama sends what is called a Brahmastra, a powerful weapon. An astra is a weapon, but it contains the power of Brahman. And we can compare it to like the atom bomb or something like this. So Arjuna, after praying to Krishna that you are our liberator, please save us, says, I do not know where it has come from. This most ferocious fire is spreading out in all directions. O Supreme Lord, what should we do? So Krishna begins to speak, and this is the first moment in the Bhagavatam where Krishna speaks. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. The personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, begins to speak. You know that what is displayed here by Ashvatthama is the Brahmastra. So he first tells Arjuna, what you're seeing is the Brahmastra weapon was sent by Ashvatthama. Seeing the danger to his life, knowing you were chasing him to kill him, seeing that danger, he has released it out of fear. But he does not know how to withdraw it. He doesn't know how to counteract it, what to do. So it's out there, and we're going to have to deal with this. Krishna goes on to say, no other weapon can counteract this weapon. You who are a knower of weapons, you have to destroy the profuse fire of this weapon with the fire of your own Brahmastra. The only way is to amalgamate that power within the power of your own Brahmastra, and then you can release it. In other words, extinguish it. He doesn't know how to extinguish it. It's here, and that energy is not revocable by him. So we have to amalgamate the Brahmastra from you and release it, or counteract it in that way. Commentary says, but the fire can be counteracted by the water weapon. No, nothing can stop this weapon. There are different elemental weapons in Vedic culture. So he's thinking, well, can't we use the water weapon? That is fire. No, it is too powerful. You will not be able to destroy this by some water weapon. You know about weapons. You must destroy this fire weapon with your own fire weapon of the Brahmastra. Sutta Goswami begins to describe, hearing the words of Krishna, Arjuna, the slayer of hostile warriors, then performed his achman. He circumambulated Krishna and aiming his own Brahmastra in order to counteract Ashvatthama's weapon. He began to aim that. Surrounded by arrows, the fires of both weapons combined together, like the sun in the sky, and the fire emanating from, it looked like the fire emanating from Shankara's mouth at the time of universal destruction. It was so powerful. It looked like the fire of universal destruction. The fires increased in strength as they combined together, and they covered heaven and earth and the space in between. So powerful are these two fires that joined together. Seeing the great fire of their two weapons burning up the three worlds, all the citizens afflicted by the heat thought that this must be the fire of final destruction. You can imagine the people or the residents of the earth were realizing it. They were seeing this powerful weapon or this powerful fire above them. They themselves didn't know exactly what it was, but they thought it was maybe the fire of destruction. Seeing the danger to the inhabitants of the universe, as well as the destruction of the planets, and understanding the will of Krishna, then Arjuna withdrew the two weapons. By his own power of mantra, he was able to withdraw it back. Eyes burning with anger, Arjuna then quickly caught that cruel Ashwatthama and tied him up with a rope like a beast. So extinguishing the fire, he then captured that Ashwatthama, tied him up like some animal. Seeing that Arjuna, who having forcibly bound him with ropes, wanted to bring him back to the camp, low-side Krishna became angry and spoke to Arjuna. Now here, commentary says, Krishna speaks strongly in 5 verses to Arjuna, who was filled with lamentation and anger, to show the world Arjuna's standard of justice. Though Krishna was angry, he is still described as lotus-eyed, meaning that his anger is only external. He's showing some strong words, but Krishna's heart is always soft. He says, Arjuna, you should not release this Brahmabandhu, so-called Brahmana, only a friend of a Brahmana in name. For he murdered innocent sleeping children in the night. You must kill him. The knower of Dharma does not kill an enemy who is a drunkard, who is inattentive, insane, sleeping, young, and female, immobilized, surrendered, without chariot or afraid. There are maybe some circumstances in which you do not kill an enemy. Those who are knowers of Dharma know that those who are drunk, those who are inactive, insane, sleeping, so forth. But this fellow, he is merciless. He's cruel. He nourishes his own life by taking other lives, and therefore he should be killed. This is actually a mercy to him. Otherwise, Krishna says, otherwise that man goes to hell from that sin. In other words, your punishment of him will release him from that sin by which he will actually go to hell. Therefore, you are doing him mercy to kill him now, instead of where he has to go to hell and suffer for such misdeeds. If he is not killed because of this sin, he surely will go to hell. It is stated, those who have committed such sins, if punished by the king, becomes freed of the sin and then goes to Swarg, the place of the pious. You will release him and actually he will attain to heaven. But Krishna says, but you must kill him. For the punishment must be meted out by you who killed your sleeping sons. I've heard you promise to Draupadi, O noble woman, I will present to you the head of that killer of your sons. O warrior, this sinner, aggressor, killer of relatives, disgrace to his own family, who even displeased Duryodhana, should be killed. These are Krishna's strong words to Arjuna. Sutta Goswami then says, although Krishna, in one sense, was examining Arjuna, his dharmic nature, his heart, these words were put out there, but he was actually testing Arjuna. What was your mentality, Arjuna? How will you react? Encouraging Arjuna to kill the son of Drona Acharya, Arjuna was a great soul and did not want to kill him. Although Ashwatthama was a murderer of Arjuna's family members. One who is soft-hearted does not like to retaliate. He thinks, I must have deserved something, or somehow he justifies in his mind that he should not retaliate this crime. Something I must have done in my past or something like this. Krishna is giving him strong words, no, you must. And Arjuna's thinking in a different way. The commentary says, though incited by Krishna, who was actually testing Arjuna's sense of justice, Arjuna did not want to kill him, even though he had killed his own sons. Because he was intelligent, he knew the nature of Krishna. Krishna's nature is that, though he is omniscient, he tests his devotees in this way, in order to show their sense of justice to others. In other words, Krishna sometimes tests his own devotees just to glorify his devotees' qualities to the world. He tests Arjuna, who is a possessor of Dharma, by saying, you should not release him. Krishna also tested the gopis, who are the greatest possessors of love, by recitation of such verses that said, oh, you are women, what are you doing here? The highest religious duty for a woman is to sincerely serve her husband. Why are you out here in the dead of night? Go back. You should not be out here. And then he talks, that is the karmic section, understanding. Then Krishna says from a philosophical understanding, also testing the gopis' love for him, that we don't care for karma. We don't care for Gyan. We care for our love for you, bhakti. That is the highest principles. So he then tests them with some wisdom. He says, oh, you should know that you are never actually separate from me. I am the soul of all creation. I am the beginning. I am the end of all created beings, and exist both within and without them. So these verses are there in the Bhagavatam, and some people may take hold of them like, oh, listen what Krishna is saying. But actually all of this is a test to manifest their actual love, that the gopis will not leave Krishna. The hell with karma, the hell with Gyan, they think. We are here because we love you. He tested Prithu, he tested Prahlad. So just to show the nature of such loving devotion that these devotees possess. Visvanatha Cakravarti Thakur says, even his Siddha devotees will test others. Sometimes the Guru or the Siddha Bhakta will test. Shukdev tests Parikshit Maharaj. He tests his knowledge when he speaks of regular atonement, getting free of sin, when he describes in the 9th canto, when he's telling the story of Ajamil. When he's telling the story of Ajamil, he's actually testing him, that there's the way of atoning for your sins. So you can rectify yourself. You don't have to be bitten by this snake bird. Those are all some tests given sometimes by the Guru, sometimes tests by Krishna, but they're to test our devotion. Because ultimately, life is a series of tests. Life is always testing us, and we have to rise above that, that predicament, the trouble, the worry, whatever. We have to rise above that. That is what is seen within the devotee. It is often said that a man who is knocked down in boxing or anything like that shows his courage when he rises up again. So when you rise up, you're showing your courage. You're back there. You're not going to be defeated. So one has to show, even Krishna or even the Guru, that I am here. I'm not going away. Maya may be strong, but I am here. I am your devotee. I'm not going away. This is true devotion. This is true love. I will never leave your lotus feet. That is the nature of the devotee. So these are all tests. Now, the story continues. Arriving at camp, Arjuna, whose friend and driver was Krishna, offered Ashwatthama to his wife, who was lamenting for her killed sons. He had promised that he would bring Ashwatthama there. He actually said, I will bring his head. But he brought him there, and he was going to leave it up to her what should be done. He offered Ashwatthama to her, saying, I have brought you this killer of your sons. In other words, what would you like me to do with it? Draupadi was also of a noble nature, and looked with compassion upon the wicked Ashwatthama, who was the son of a guru. And she brought before her tied up like an animal, with downcast face because of his shameful crime, and also offered him her respects. So she also offered respects. He is the son of Guru. We should give some honor there. So her heart was also such. We were discussing earlier about giving respect. So here, Draupadi, although this rascal had killed her sons while they were sleeping, she thought, he is a noble soul. How can I do anything but honor him, who is the son of a guru? Brought in this manner, because of his repulsion to the act, wrongful act, that person who has done wrong, he was brought there, that this person who has done wrong, she then looked upon him with compassion, and she offered her respects to him. Unable to tolerate him being brought in such a bonded state, the noble Draupadi said, release him. This is humiliating. You're bringing him like this. He is a noble person. The Brahmanas, they're always our gurus. How can we dishonor him like this? We cannot always question why something is done, but we must honor those who are always respectful, to be respected. The word cha here says she spoke with reverence. She is called sati, or noble, because she could not tolerate his bondage. She was actually nobler than Bharata and Arjuna towards those who are offenders to the devotees. The next verse goes on. By the mercy of Drona, you were able to learn the military arts with all the secret mantras. He is the son of Drona, Acharya. He is the son of the Acharya, of the Guru, who taught you the military arts. He taught you all the secret mantras, the method of throwing and withdrawing all the weapons. And now Drona is standing here. He is our Acharya. He is standing here in the form of his son. The other half of Drona is his wife, Kripi. She did not follow her husband when he died, but remains alive because she had a son. So Vedic culture also allows that the wife can follow the husband into death. But she did not do that. Why? Because she had a living son. So she remained here. Now you're going to kill the son? When she herself, this noble lady, did not leave this world to follow her husband because she saw he was represented within the son and needed to be honored, guided, and so forth. Oh, knower of Dharma, man of good character, you should not cause suffering to the family of your guru. They are always praiseworthy and worthy of worship. So here she tells Arjuna, you are a knower of Dharma. You are a man of good character. You should never cause suffering to the family of your guru. They are always to be praiseworthy, worthy of our worship. Commentary. The relatives of your guru should not attain suffering by you. They should also be worshipped. They are related to your guru. Do not mistake Kripi, the mother of Ashwatthama and devoted to her husband. Do not make her cry as I cry, constantly with tearful face, pained by death of my own sons. I know the pain of losing my sons now. Her heart was such, I don't want to see her cry at the loss of her son. How could we do that? We think we're going to retaliate this and kill this offender. But he is the son of our guru, and we cannot bear to think that his mother, who is also a noble personality, should be suffering like we. No one should desire to put another into suffering. That is a cruel act of cruelty in itself. Think we're going to retaliate something and cause someone else to suffer because they did something to me. No, we should not think like that. They did something to me, therefore I'll do something to them. I'll make them suffer. No. She said, I cannot do that. I cannot make Kripi feel the pain of losing a son like I felt, like I feel. Angered by the uncontrolled warriors, the Brahmins will quickly destroy the warrior class and their associates, who will then become full of lamentation. It is our duty as Kshatriya. Now, from the Dharmic perspective of being a Kshatriya, the Kshatriya always honors the Brahmin in class. They are considered the head. In Vedic culture, the different parts of the body make up the full society. And the Brahmins are the head. The Kshatriyas are the arms. The Vaishyas are the stomach. Shudras are the legs. But there's a total body there. And so she says here that this is the head. The Brahmins are our head. We are the Kshatriyas. We are meant for protecting Brahmins. If we act in such a way and kill the Brahmins, certainly we will be cursed. The warrior class and their associates will quickly be full of lamentation, for the Brahmins will destroy us all by our own offense. Sutta said, O Brahmanas, Yudhishthira, son of Dharma, agreed with the words of his queen, for they were in accordance with scripture. Reasonable, merciful, without desire to harm others, desirous of peace and generous. Yudhishthira is the son of Dharma, Dharmaraj. He is the son of Dharma, and so he agreed with his mother. But we'll see that Bhima has another idea. So we'll stop at this point here and pick it up in our next reading. But here we'll stop with the son of Dharma, Yudhishthira, agreeing with the words of his wife, his queen, for they were in accordance with scriptures. Everything she said was reasonable. It was full of mercy, without any desire to harm others, desirous of peace and generous. But this may not be the way of Kshatriyas always. So we'll hear what takes place. Jai Gaur Premanandi Haribol Jai Shri Radhe Shyam Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai.